Hi, my name is Brad Blanchard, and I am one of the attorneys at Lexington Law. I've been with Lexington going on 9 years, and in that time, I've talked with a lot of clients, hundreds of clients, about credit repair. And unfortunately, I've had to work with some people who have been victims of credit repair scams. But before we get into that, Rob, why don't you introduce yourself?
Sure, Brad. My name is Rob Shiner. I'm a trainer with Lexington Law Firm. I've been here for just over 10 years. And just like Brad said, I've worked with hundreds of people, perhaps even thousands, and talked to them about their credit repair needs. And unfortunately, I've had to talk with people about credit repair scams. So, Brad, there's a few frequently asked questions that come up on this topic. The first one is, what are credit repair scams? Would you like to answer that question?
Yeah, absolutely. So credit repair is like any other industry. There are legitimate companies who actually want to do good, and then there are bad actors, sometimes called bad apples, bad seeds, whatever it is that you want to call them, right? And they're there to take advantage of people who are in a bad situation. Typically, people need credit repair because something has gone wrong, right? They're in a bad situation, and there are people who are always willing to prey on those who are in a vulnerable situation. So it really is crucial to know how to identify potential credit repair scams, and to figure out who is a legitimate credit repair company. Now, I guess the first question is, what do credit repair companies do, right? We are talking about credit repair scams, but what should a credit repair company be able to do for you, Rob?
Well, a credit repair company partners up with an individual to look through their credit history. So they'll get a copy of their credit report, and they'll go through the positive and negative items. And on the negative items, they'll help to remove the inaccurate or unverifiable negative items on the credit reports. They'll do this by reviewing the credit reports, dispute negative items. They may also teach individuals how to have better credit managing skills for the future, or offer other credit monitoring services such as identity theft protection.
Yeah, and that's super important, because a better credit score often means that you can get better rates on items that have to be bought on credit, like a house or a car. And so good credit is actually a way of allowing you to improve your quality of life for less money.
Seems legitimate to me. So how can you see the signs of a legitimate credit repair company? How can you spot what a legitimate company is as opposed to the illegitimate companies?
Yeah, so the simple answer is that a legitimate credit repair company is going to follow the law as outlined in CROA. CROA stands for the Credit Repair Organizations Act. Now, it's a statute. It's a short statute. It's only 8 pages, but still, it's written like a statute. So here are the real 3 takeaways that you need to know about CROA. CROA requires somebody to, 1, they need to tell you exactly what you're getting. 2, they need to tell you what you'll be billed. And 3, they need to tell you when you will be billed for it. So a legitimate credit repair company is going to do all of those things. Further, there are other things that a legitimate credit repair company should talk to you about. For instance, they should let you know that you have a right to repair your credit yourself. Now, you may not want to repair it yourself, right? We often use the example of breaking a leg. When you break a leg, you don't have to go into the doctor. Most of us choose to go into the doctor, but there's no law that says you have to go into the doctor. Credit is kind of that same way. You don't have to pay somebody to fix your credit. You can absolutely do it yourself if that is what you want to do, and a legitimate credit repair company will let you know that. Also, they don't promise to delete accurate information from your credit reports. You have a legal right to a fair and accurate credit report, but accurate information doesn't have to come off until it reaches the limitation, right, which is typically around 7 years. You notice I fudge that because every law has nuances, right? They can't promise to delete accurate information from your credit reports. Bureaus can choose to pull it off. Credit companies, sometimes called information furnishers, can choose to pull it off, but a credit repair agency can't delete it in and of themselves. They are dependent upon other organizations, right? Finally, they can't guarantee specific results. Well, not orally. You can guarantee anything that you want in writing. PROA requires that it be in writing and that it be in the contract. But I would be really leery of anybody that promises things like improvements to your credit score. There are 5 factors to a credit score, and if you're fixing 1 or 2 factors and the other couple of factors are going down, there's no, it's makes it hard for that credit score to go up. So if they promise improvements to a credit score, I would be really, really leery about that, because there are factors that are outside the control of any credit repair organization. If they promise results in a fixed time period, once again, those results are outside of their control, so I'd be really careful about that. Finally, removal of all negative items, even if they're accurate. Once again, accurate items have a right to be on your credit report. At Lexington, we do a lot to try to persuade people to remove accurate items from a credit report. We can't make that guarantee. I would be really, really nervous about signing up with any other company that makes that same guarantee. Finally, they should only charge for services that have been provided or are in the process of being provided. Sometimes people will come and they'll say, I signed up with the credit repair organization. They wanted $1,000 up front, $2,000 up front, $3,000 up front. That's a violation of CROA, and that's a sign that there's a problem. Do not sign up with or organizations that charge for services before anything has been done. You will likely get ripped off. I hate to say that, but that's the truth.
Brad, there's a couple other things to also keep in mind. A legitimate credit repair company will also create a credit repair strategy customized to an individual situation, because everybody's story is a little bit different. And so being able to customize it to your needs should be a sign of a legitimate company. And finally, a legitimate company will maintain communication throughout the whole process, whether it be through text message, email, website updates. They'll keep in contact with you to let you know what's going on as you're going. So why don't we discuss briefly the signs of a potential credit repair scam? Brad, do you want to weigh in on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So like we talked about previously, one of the signs of a potential credit repair scam is that they don't follow CROA, right? They don't inform you of your rights to basically repair credit yourselves. They're trying to charge you for work before anything is done. They're offering guarantees that aren't in writing. They may not even provide you a written contract, right? Those are examples of things that you should be wary of when they pop up.
One thing that I experienced shortly after coming with Lexington Law Firm, I had a client call in and asked, is this where I go to get a new Social Security number? And the answer is no. There are some legitimate reasons to get an updated Social Security number, but for credit repair needs, that wouldn't be one of them. So when we're taking a look at the identifying information for credit reports, we use the Social Security number. We don't use a employer identification number or a credit privacy number or anything else. That's a potential for getting into identity fraud. So these are all things that if a company is enticing you to use other identifying bits of information, that's a good sign to back out. So
yeah, and it's also important to know that under CROA, you have 3 days to back out, right? So if they don't inform you of that, once again, it should probably make you look a little closer at their potential organization.
So Brad, what can you do if you've been scammed? What do you do about that? Is all lost?
So there are a lot of organizations that are set up that could potentially help you. You could start with your state attorney general's office, right? Get in, file a complaint. Typically, when they get enough complaints, they will look into certain businesses. If the complaint is bad enough, they may the one complaint alone may kick something off. You can also file a complaint with the CFPB, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. They took that over from the FTC, I believe, as well as the Better Business Bureau. And that process there is that, number one, it creates a record. Number two, it warns other consumers. But number three, the CFPB has an enforcement power in and of itself to get in and take a look at companies and individuals who aren't acting in compliance with the law. And then they can force them to take what's called, quote unquote, remedial action. And that remedial action typically means that they either disgorge profits or they end up getting sued.
Additionally, one thing that is hard is when you feel like you've been scammed. Oftentimes, as humans, we feel out of control and without options. There are always options. One other thing that you can do in the short term is contact local law enforcement. So a case can be opened and the paperwork begins. Additionally, you consult with a local attorney if you'd like to take further legal actions. So Brad, how can we help?
Yeah, that's a great question, Rob. So Lexington Law does there's a couple of things to try to help. First of all, we offer a free consultation, right? We're not going to charge you for just speaking with one of our credit analysts. You'll get in, you'll talk to them. They're going to pull a credit report. They're going to step over it with you. It's going to be a soft pull, so it doesn't impact your credit score. And then they're going to figure out whether or not you're a good fit for Lexington services. If you are, we have a number of service levels that you can take a look at. Different people oftentimes want different things. Some people want to be more aggressive. Some people just want to keep track of their credit scores, right? So that is one of the things that happens. Also, Lexington charges a flat monthly fee, so you know from month to month exactly what you'll pay, right? And you know exactly when you'll be billed. We talked about that under CROA. You know exactly the services that you are receiving. That is important under CROA. So that is one of the ways that Lexington can get in and help. And if you're not a good fit for our services, lots of times there are other services that maybe we could refer you to that might be a better fit.
That's fantastic. Thanks, Brad. The thing that I like to remember is that Lexington Law Firm, we're real people helping real people through real problems. When bad things happen to good people, it's hard to face them alone. And at Lexington Law Firm, we'll partner with you and help you get to a better place. So for this time, we discussed credit repair scams. And thank you for listening. We'll look forward to another time.
Thanks, Rob.